Hi, I'm Jacob Mann, and I decided to do my fuel science project on algae as biofuel. So to start, here are the positives of using algae. It is fast growing. Some of the strains can double in just hours, and they can be harvested daily. There are high biofuel yields. Energy is stored in the form of oils and carbohydrates, which can be extracted, and it can produce 2,000 to 5,000 gallons of biofuel per acre per year. Algae consumes carbon dioxide while it is growing, which ends up making it a carbon neutral to carbon negative fuel, which helps reverse the effects of climate change. It does not get involved in the food versus fuel debate. We don't eat algae, so we can focus on growing food for our population rather than allocating resources for food or fuel. Algae production. Algae that's grown in an open pond is called a raceway, and this is an example of an algae farm that has two large raceways and two smaller raceways. It can also be grown in tubes that you could put out on your roof, and they are also grown in labs. Labs are currently looking for the best strains and forms of algae to make it stronger and have higher yields. A lot of cost goes into growing the algae. Especially if you're doing an open pond, you have to dig, you have to put the structure in place. It ends up having a high cost at this point in time. At the bottom, you can see the process that goes from growing algae, harvesting the algae, taking it to a lab to process it, and then having it at the pump as biodiesel. The conversion process is there's many different ways, and there are mechanical and chemical methods. The two most common mechanical methods are expression, which squeezes the algae to take the juices and the oils out of it, and is very similar to how olive oil is produced by squeezing olives. There's an ultrasonic method, which involves using ultrasonic waves to form bubbles on top of the algae, which is then the oils are harvested using a solvent. Chemical methods use solvents such as benzene and hexane, which can be slightly dangerous, and the other one is called Soxhlet extraction. The oil is known to be called as green crude, and the transition to biofuel is completed through the transesterification process that we learned about earlier in the class. Technological advances. Technology has been advancing to reduce the processing times for algae, taking it from